Hi, I'm Scott Goldfein, Editor-in-Chief and Associate Publisher of Security Sales and Integration. I'm delighted to have with me today Stefaan Vervaet, Senior Director of Smart Video for Western Digital. He's going to speak to our topic of key video surveillance trends for security integrators. Stefaan, welcome, and how are you?
Thank you, Scott. Thanks for the invitation, and doing great. What about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Let's jump right in. So, Stefaan, what do you see as the most promising video surveillance opportunity for integrators today?
So, yeah, obviously, we're making this video from my home office here in San Francisco, and this is a new world, right? These are difficult times, and as we are recovering from this pandemic, I see a lot of opportunity for our integrators and us as vendors to help our customers and educate them on the new capabilities that are available to them in cameras and NVRs that are driven by these newer video analytics workloads or these very specialized cameras, whether it comes down to a thermal camera or a camera that's able to count people or identifying if customers are wearing masks. And as we enter this new world, we're already seeing it, more demand for these newer advanced capabilities because new regulation may come in, or customers will be asking for safety, right, and sort of a better understanding on how our vendors and how retail stores or manufacturing or commercial or education segments are providing that level of safety as the economy gets back into this world. So for me to see, what we're seeing in a continuous opportunity and a continuous growth in sort of this adoption of these newer AI capabilities as we move forward.
So what do you see, Stefaan, as keys for success in these emerging new areas that are opening up these opportunities now?
Well, I think it's a good time to educate those customers who have not taken advantage yet of those latest technologies. And I think one of the success criteria will be those integrators that are able to provide that trusted relationship and able to articulate how all these different cameras, because there's so many different capabilities and it could sometimes be overwhelming, but how that can be applied in this new world. So I think the real success will come from those people that or those integrators that find a way to get those customers back on their feet and get the economy back to work, and also bring the technology to the table, whether it's a camera with embedded flash or whether it's an NVR with HDD. But the reality is that it's become a more complex world, and that it's a combination of features in the software stack to all the way down to what type of hardware you're using at the right place in the right workflow. So so I think that will be important, and definitely in a time like this, right, where there's some uncertainty, and there's a lot of opportunity for us to go build that together and demonstrate the world what's possible with video data.
From my perspective, very exciting time for integrators, because there's not only the opportunity, but I mean, they can make such a positive impact on a tough situation.
Right, I agree.
Yeah. So from the vendor perspective, what should they look for in support on that side of it and their vendor partner to be successful in this area?
Yeah, so I think what's important from a vendor's perspective is that we deliver, like Western Digital, as we do today, that we deliver a portfolio. Because what we've learned is that it's not just like I mentioned, right? It's not just an HDD providing capacity in an NVR or DVR. It's the whole workflow, the whole workload, right? Because we have customers today that are recording in buses or in transit in general. We have customers that are recording in facilities and are writing that data directly to an NVR, or we have customers that are building their custom deployments with standard servers and are using our high capacity enterprise drives. What's really important is that as a vendor, we can deliver sort of the end-to-end uh, workloads and support those workloads with the right storage technology at the right time. So, for example, today we see a high increase in flash adoption on cameras, primarily because resolution is going up. And resolution is going up because these AI algorithms that we just talked about, are sort of demanding high resolution because the algorithms will be able to act faster and with more accuracy as we get high resolution, which then drives up higher storage requirements within the camera, but also within the NVR. And then it's going to be important for our integrators to understand then what type of storage to use in what use case, whether it's for a backup use case when, let's say, the network fails, or whether it's for long-term retention because of certain regulations that are within that state, county, or country. So there's a lot of opportunities here, but at the same time, the technologies that we provide as a vendor should be thinking about the full picture and not be siloed just to one particular endpoint or NVR or data center solution.
And like you said, as these systems become more complex and capabilities are added, it's so important to have that, trusted vendor partner that they can lean on. So,
right, and with Purple, so if you look at Western Digital, we've been around for more than 7 years with our specialized products for smart video workloads, including surveillance. So in that case, we have a lot of understanding in how to optimize our storage technologies specifically for those video workloads, because it's not a simple workload. As we look at this market, what's happening is with these AI capabilities increasing, also with that, we see an increase in performance demands. Cameras start to store more data streams. There's more data sources, right? You have audio streams, you have these algorithms that are identifying objects, whether it's a human being or a dog or a certain pattern, a behavior. All of that is stored as separate metadata, separate data that is then increasing the need for us to optimize our drives even more, because as we optimize our drives, as we optimize our devices in general, you can actually get more durability, you can store more data eventually, and it can last longer. So we give back a lot to our customers by optimizing and tuning those drives specifically to that workload. And we do that through internal testing. We have hundreds of systems that we test on. We have today more than 100,000 integrators that we work with, and we work with the software vendors to understand better what sort of like the next gen workloads will look like, so we can be ahead of the curve, so that when our integrators and our customers are deploying the systems, that we have already vetted it and we can guide them in the right direction in what type of storage solution to use.
Excellent. Is there a particular Western Digital product that you'd like to highlight while we're discussing it?
Yeah, of course, Purple, the WD Purple brand, hence I'm wearing a purple shirt today, is our key product line. And so we've released recently a micro SD card, which is called our WD Purple SC QD101, and it's our ultra endurance micro SD card. So it's really optimized again for those workloads in the camera. So meaning it's a micro SD card for those newer AI cameras, and it's used specifically as a backup storage device. So when the network fails, the camera will continue to write data locally to the micro SD card. So there's no downtime. You can continue to write. What's more important is that we've not just designed another storage device, but we've also included health monitoring capabilities so that our customers can manage those devices through their software stack. And the benefit there is that, imagine your cameras are mounted, right? Pretty high up in your facilities. It's really hard to do maintenance on these cameras without taking some sort of ladder or, so you have to find a way to manage those remotely and really be sure that, you can, those devices are up for replacements. And so that's what we've worked on extensively, is to make sure that we have all these tools available and that our customers can just, manage it through their software stack. And it makes it a lot easier from a management perspective, but also the fact that we've optimized it for these newer workloads, specifically in video surveillance, gives our customers, confidence and hopefully trust that we can support their workloads. And again, that's something that is near to our heart, and we invest a lot of resources in continuing to expand our capabilities by just working with the ecosystem and continuing to test and push the boundaries of capacity and performance to support these newer use cases that are being implemented, as I talked about in the beginning of this session. So yeah, so very excited.
Yeah, outstanding. Stefaan, thank you so much for sharing those opportunities and solutions to meet the opportunities.
Thank you. Thanks for the interview. Appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Want to remind viewers also, be sure to check out SSI's 2020 Video Surveillance Deep Dive. And that's all for now. Thank you for watching.